Well, welcome to this edition of The Pastor's Voice from Satellite Beach, Florida. You know, there's a lot of talk these days about the kingdom of God. We're hearing this in a lot of different circles of preaching and teaching, a lot of books being written about it. And you know, as we're trying to embrace and understand what Jesus meant when he said the kingdom of God was within you, and the kingdom of God is here, and the kingdom of God is near, and his preaching on the kingdom. It certainly is a broad subject, and certainly one that we're not going to profoundly deal with in a few minutes here on the Pastor's Voice. But I do want to whet your appetite from the prayer that I read on our last edition of the Pastor's Voice, and that's found in Colossians chapter 1. And I want to read this text to us for just a minute here and comment on something about the kingdom of God that we need to be thinking about and we need to be grasping in this critical season that we find ourselves in 2012. Here it is, beginning in verse 9. For this reason we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you, and to ask that you may be filled with the wisdom of his will in all wisdom and spiritual understanding, and that you may walk worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing him, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God, strengthened with all might according to his glorious power, for all patience and long suffering with joy, giving thanks to the Father, here it is, who has qualified us to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in the light. He has delivered us from the power of darkness and conveyed us into the kingdom of the Son of his love, in whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins. I want you to think with me for just a minute on these three actions of God that took place when we believed in Jesus Christ. You know, so much of our understanding of the kingdom puts it on our shoulders of like we've got to do things. But I want you to see tonight, or today, wherever it is in your time in the world right now, that God has done some things for us that are absolutely phenomenal when we begin to put them together. Three statements he makes to us in this prayer in Colossians 1, 12, 13, and 14. We're thanking God who has qualified us. Some translations say he's made us fit. In other words, he's done everything for you and everything for me to enable us to partake in the inheritance of the saints of God in the light. In other words, he's positioned us differently than where we were before we met Christ. He also tells us here that he's delivered us from the powers of darkness. And that word for power is exousia, speaking of the governmental structures of darkness. We've been taken out of that governmental structure of darkness through our faith in Jesus Christ with what he's done for us on the cross. And we have been, as he says here, conveyed into the kingdom of the Son of his love. He has taken us out of darkness and brought us into the light, brought us into the kingdom of God. Now that's good news. I trust you'll kind of muse on this good news. You'll look at it yourself. You'll pray into it and ask God what it means in your life personally that you have been made fit for the things of God, that you've been delivered from darkness, that you have been brought into this new relationship, conveyed into the kingdom of the Son of God. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of the Pastor's Voice. We trust that you will keep looking for these videos every couple weeks on the OFHSB website or on the YouTube or on my Facebook page. Enjoy your life in God. God bless you.